Hi everybody, today I'm going to speak about brake lines and to be more specific, flexible brake lines, and these are usually the connection that go between the brake lines that run around the frame area to the caliper. Flexible brake lines are made out of a pretty tough rubber type, and the reason they're made that way is because they have to withstand pressures of up to 1000 psi. Usually one of the things that happen is when people remove and put the caliper back, they'll twist the caliper in the way that they restrict the path of the oil running through the diameter or inside diameter of the brake line. Today I have an example of a brake line off of a last job that I had, and this is a brake line. And usually it has two types of fittings. When you see this fitting right here, that's usually the fitting that goes to the caliper, and if you see right here, it leaves room for the actual copper ring that is held to seal that area tight. And then the other side is usually some type of screw-in, some type of flange device, and that usually goes directly to the brake line that's attached or runs around the frame. Another thing that happens over time is that these brake lines, the inside diameter swells up due to just wear and tear. They just wear out, and over time they can cause major restriction when you hit the brakes and you notice that it's uneven braking, where one side pulls over the other. That could go back to a brake line. Sometimes something along the lines of when you hit the brakes and the brakes actually seize up and it feels like the caliper is holding on even though you've released your foot off the brakes. That could be an indication of tight brake lines. Now, or a seized up brake line. The major thing to remember is when you start noticing these things, you should have the brake lines inspected immediately to make sure that the brake lines are not seized up, because these things can really cause major wear and tear on pads and rotors, in worst case scenarios even cause accidents. Now, the brake lines are created out of a material that will prevent moisture from going into the brake system, but brake fluid itself attracts moisture, and moisture, once it's attracted, turns into water. So that's where usually regular maintenance comes in, like checking the brake lines maybe every 6 to 7 months, and to make sure that they're working as they should. Until then, see you later.